This little jar right here is why I haven't had to buy tomato seeds for years. Once you learn how to save tomato seeds, one good tomato can give you enough tomato seeds to grow tomatoes for years.
But before you think I don't need you, I'm just going to cut my tomato open, scoop these seeds out on this paper towel, let them dry, throw them in a bag, and voila, I am done. No, honey, that's not going to work. But hang with me and I'll show you what will. Why grow tomato seeds? Money, honey.
A packet of seeds doesn't seem terribly expensive. A plant in the garden center doesn't seem terribly expensive. Buying some tomatoes at the grocery store doesn't seem too bad. But every year we're buying tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and before you know it, our cart is full with $150 worth of plants when we're literally growing next year's seeds right in this garden for free. And this is the part that I love. You can save the varieties you love year after year, and one tomato can potentially give you generations of the same variety. But, and this is important, you can't save seeds from just any tomato. I'm going to show you exactly which ones work, which ones don't, and the ridiculously easy way it is to save seeds so you never have to buy tomato plants again. And stay with me to the end because I'm going to show you the 3 mistakes you absolutely don't want to make. Because if we're going to do this, let's not mess it up. You want to save seeds from an open pollinated tomato, and heirloom seeds are open pollinated. If your packet says F1 or hybrid, you don't want to use that. But if it says heirloom or open pollinated, you're good to go.
You may be thinking, why shouldn't I save seeds for my hybrid tomato? I love it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right?
When you save seeds from that offspring, the next generation can start showing all kinds of traits from its parent. So it's like opening a tomato mystery box each year. And sometimes that prize that you're getting isn't going to be what you want. You never know what you'll get.
Could be great and you just created a prize-winning tomato, or could be weird.
And if you don't want to take chances of cross-pollination when you're gathering your seeds, then grow just one type the year you plan on saving. Or you can plant them 100 yards apart, which most people don't have room for. There is another way to prevent cross-pollination by using small organza bags on the little flowers before they open up and hand-pollinating them. Personally, I don't mind my favorite tomatoes cross-pollinating. I've never gotten a tomato that has not tasted amazing in bruschetta or salsa.
And here's a little tip. If you haven't grown heirloom tomatoes in the past, you can simply buy your favorite variety from the farmer's market and use those seeds. Do me a favor and drop a comment below. Let me know what your favorite heirloom tomato is and why. I'm really curious.
You may just ask, can I just scrape the seeds out, dry them out, and call it a day?
You may get some germination if you're really lucky, but that gel coating is nature's protective packaging. It surrounds each tomato seed to keep it moist and inhibit germination.
There's a better way. We're going to ferment them. And before you click away, because you think this is going to be some kind of science project, it is not. This is super easy, trust me. Choose one of the healthiest, best looking tomatoes, not that sad little tomato sitting on your counter being neglected.
After we cut our tomato, we're going to see all this gelatinous muck. That's the stuff we want to ferment away.
Scoop the seeds and the gel into a small jar. You don't need any fancy equipment. This is literally just a juice cup. Now we're going to add some water.
Just a splash is fine. We're not making tomato soup. Now for the next 2 to 3 days, you're going to give it a little swirl a couple of times a day, and you don't want to let it sit longer than 2 to 3 days, otherwise it can affect germination. And while we're waiting for these babies to ferment, if you like practical and easy money-saving tips, don't forget to subscribe and give me a like if you're enjoying this video so far.
Now we're going to get rid of the swamp water. The heavier seeds will sink to the bottom. All that gel and the unviable seeds that float to the top, we want to get rid of by pouring off. And after that's done, we're going to just pour our seeds into a strainer. And now comes one of the most important parts, getting rid of our enemy, which is moisture. You're going to spread them in a thin layer anywhere be able to dry. I like to use a coffee filter because it's less likely to stick. If you dry them on a non-stick surface, they'll be easier to get out and save. Get them completely dry before you store them. If you put damp seeds into a pouch and store them for months, you may end up with mold rather than tomato plants. And after all this work, that would make me cranky.
And this will just take 2 to 3 days.
Once these are completely dry, then please, I beseech you to label them, because right now you're thinking, of course I'm going to remember these are Kellogg's tomato or purple Cherokee. I love those. Trust me, you will not remember that, and ask me how I know. Make sure you write the variety and the year on the pack. I like simple paper envelopes because they can breathe and they're inexpensive, and I will link where I got these below. You don't need a fancy seed vault. You just don't want them sitting somewhere hot and humid. I store my seeds in an over-the-door shoe organizer. The clear pockets let me see what I have, and I can label each one by type: tomato, tomatoes, beans, brassicas, so everything stays organized and easy to grab. Stored properly, tomato seeds can last 4 to 6 years or even longer, but because they're so easy to save, I replenish them every year. At the beginning, I promised you the 3 mistakes that could mess this whole thing up. So before you go, here they are.
Mistake number 1.
Remember, hybrid seeds may grow, but they may not produce the tomato that you're hoping for. Mistake number 2, not drying your seeds completely. Moisture during storage can ruin all your hard work. And mistake number 3, forgetting to label them. You will not remember what they were. Make sure you write what they are and the year, because by February, every single tomato seed is going to look exactly the same. And then, cheers to us for learning a new skill. Until next time, let's keep living twice the life at half the price.